Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I'm Sarah Sperber. I'm a real estate agent in the Northern Nevada market, and on today's video, I'm going to be talking about all things related to relocation. Specifically, we're going to really do a deep dive into the timeline for how long it might and should probably take you. Relocating to a new state or a new city is obviously a notable life occurrence. It's one that I have undergone multiple times. So as your realtor, I'm a total pro, but also as somebody who's moved around a lot, I've been through it. I'm gonna help you navigate, and you can rest assured that on the ground here in the Reno Sparks market, I will be your eyes and ears when it comes to all things related to real estate. So obviously, before you decide to move somewhere, you're gonna have an initial period of kind of researching and exploring what life there might be like. A lot of you have probably found me because you were looking for resources on what life in the Reno area is like, and I'm so glad that you're here. And you can feel free to go through my channel and look at everything on there. There's probably a lot of stuff that would be useful for you, but that amount of time is super important. You're going to want to evaluate the cost of living. You're going to want to evaluate the job market. If the reason that you're moving is not related to a job offer, if you're going to have to move somewhere and find work, you're going to want to really vet what that might look like. And of course, housing is among the biggest pieces of how to land safely in a new city. If you are moving and you're going to need to purchase a new home, you're going to want to make sure that if you own a home in your current city, that you are connected to an agent there. I have referral partners in literally every state, so I can help you with that piece of it. But you're going to want your agent there and your agent here, hopefully me, to work collaboratively to make sure that your timeline and your transition from one home to another is very seamless. There are a lot of strategies that we can use to make sure of that for you. So just make sure you're really clear with your other agent about your timeline for moving and that you connect the two of us. As far as house hunting goes in a city where you don't live, obviously, ideally, you would be able to fly out and we would be able to get some dates on a calendar in advance of when you'd want to come out, check out the area, look at homes in different price points, different neighborhoods, and we would kind of line up showings according to what your specific needs and target price points are. That said, I have helped lots of remote buyers who actually did not have the luxury of flying here first. A lot of people, especially if they're moving from really far away or they have really tight work schedules, do not have the luxury of essentially having a vacation here first to feel it out. And this is, specifically mostly people who are moving here for work. They've been reassigned to an office here or, whatever the situation may be. But a lot of times those people do not have the luxury of coming here first. In that case, I am so happy to help be your eyes and ears on the ground. I will go on showings on your behalf. We can FaceTime or WhatsApp. I can make video tours for you. I've actually, on more than one occasion, hand-drawn, more or less what a blueprint layout would look like if I couldn't actually track down a real blueprint so that my remote buyer clients could actually get a feel for the layout of the home. Things that can be really tough to kind of understand when you're not standing in the space and you're not here in real time. Within that whole house hunting timeline, all of the normal factors of buying property kind of come into play. So you're going to need to get a pre-approval. I highly recommend that you work with one of my lending partners here because a local lender is going to be very, very important. I've made a lot of videos about why you should choose a local lender, but we're going to have your pre-approval and we're going to need to submit that with any offer that we write. So that's really your first step. That's also going to help us figure out exactly how much house you can afford and which price points we should be shopping in. And then on top of that, you're going to want to do some research about different neighborhoods. You're going to want to understand the geography and how close things are to, say, where you may be working or where your kids are going to go to school, etc. I have a lot of resources on this channel to help you really understand neighborhoods and schools and all of those things on this channel. So go ahead and check that out. And from there, when we find the home that you want, we actually just go through the normal buyer process from contract to close, and I will help you navigate every step of the way. Typically, escrows are between 30 and 45 days. Cash buyers can be a little bit quicker, or if, you're writing a contingent offer and you need to sell your home wherever you are first, we can extend that period in many cases. So we will just make sure that whatever we do is going to work in your favor. All right, ideally, your home, wherever you are living now, is going to sell in perfect time for you to move out here, and the timelines are syncing up as they should. You will then prepare to begin moving. That's going to involve the packing, figuring out the logistics of getting everything you own from one place to another, maybe selling some things that you don't need. Also, you're going to want to remember to notify all of your utilities and other, local companies that you do business with. You're going to want to let them know, hey, I'm moving and the date for cutoff is X, Y, or Z. And you're also going to want to prioritize, especially if you're moving here, that you need to get your kids enrolled in school. It is extremely competitive if you're going to try to enroll them anywhere other than where you are zoned for them to attend. You're going to want to make sure to get ahead of that potential obstacle right away because schools here are very competitive. Obviously, once you are here, or if you are not here, we can do it virtually, but we will schedule your final walkthrough. Make sure the property is in the proper condition before you take ownership of it. Make sure that if we had negotiated certain repairs or gotten credits for things or had agreed that the sellers were going to have it professionally cleaned, carpets shampooed, etc. Make sure all of that stuff has really been thoroughly completed before you agree to sign. So we'll want to get ahead of all those timelines in advance and make sure that we are on top of deadlines. And that is a huge part of what I do during the transaction. So not to worry, you will be in good hands. And eventually, when you get here, if I haven't met you in person, we'll meet, I'll give you keys. If you have a property manager looking after the property before you actually come, or, there's lots of ways that this can happen, but I can get the keys to them, of course, in advance, and we will celebrate. So that's kind of how it works if you're relocating here. I love working with out-of-state buyers simply because I'm actually originally from Massachusetts, so I'm no stranger to that. I would love to help you with the process. If you have any questions about relocation or neighborhoods or anything to do with buying or selling real estate, I would love to be a resource for you. You can book a free call with me. It's no obligation. It's just an opportunity for us to connect and see if we may be a good fit to work together. There's a link to do that in the description box below, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you hit that like and that subscribe button. I put out new videos every single week about the Reno Sparks lifestyle, the Northern Nevada housing market, and of course, all things related to buying and selling real estate. Thank you guys, and see you next time.